In case you missed it, the news wrote, words from Durk's father have Durk being released on bond. With this being his third attempt, his lawyers made an offer so great, the judge can't refuse it.
I just left the courtroom for the bond hearing for my son for at least for the third time. This time it was very fair. The judge was very fair. He wasn't pro-prosecutor, he wasn't pro-defense, but he was pro-justice. So he listened to all the evidence, and he's gonna give a ruling in the next few days about what his position is for the bond. But we were very pleased at how it turned out. So continue, family, friends, and fans, continue to keep us in your prayers, and we thank you. And inshallah, God willing, this be victorious for us, that we have a good ruling in our favor.
His resulted in the judge taking 4 days to make his decision. Sadly, Durk would be denied his bond for literally being too rich. The news wrote, the feds say Durk would need to go completely broke and give up all of his property to be granted bond, as they fear he might use his fortune to place bounties on witnesses.
No bond for Lil Durk. Let me tell you about what options he has left and why the bond was denied this time. Now, he's in federal court on a murder for hire charge where he faces the possibility of life in prison. What that means is, under the federal law, it is presumed that you do not get a bond because the charge and the penalty are so serious. So your lawyer has to go out there and show why you should get a bond. Now, ultimately, what the district judge decided to deny the bond on was a couple of factors. There's a couple $1 million being put up, but it's not all being put up by Durk. Some of it is from the label, and ultimately Durk has a lot more money and assets than what's being put up. So if I let him out on bond and he tries to flee, he's going to have tons of assets and money at his disposal.
As the feds are concerned, if Durk's free, he will put bounties on those who wronged him. But it seems like he already did. It was announced. Durk's day one homie Gleesh passed away last night in Chicago, which resulted in a viral comment reading, has anyone heard from OTF Jam after he snitched on Durk? Several OTF gang members dying, but low-key he's been gone for months, as Jam was outed for being a snitch on DJ Vlad's show.
There's a guy named OTF Jam.
That was wired.
Very ironic name.
Jam got him
put
in
everyone
the
in the jam.
Did 12 years.
12
got
years.
out, interviewed, said he kept it real, brought him cars, gave him 50,000.
Right.
This. Made mention that ain't no smut on his name. He ain't never been a rat. Caught a gun case. But eventually he flipped.
Once it hit the news, it was reported OTF Jam found by OTF members, hiding out in a crib outside of Atlanta. Sources claim Jam was dealt a punishment for snitching on Durk, with a photo of the house where Jam was hiding at, but no one's heard from him since, which is because of the evidence Jam provided to the feds. As it reads, over 230 gigs of digital evidence, which includes audio recordings, video surveillance, and 20,000 pages of reports are currently being processed for discovery. But the evidence they gathered is landing Durk with 2 more possible murder for hires. With it reported, the feds believe Durk paid to get these 2 people dealt with. Number 1, Stefan Mack, who got Durk's brother, D. Thang. Number 2, OTF Jam's baby mom passed after Durk found out he wore a wire around him. Feds think OTF Jam is the key to putting Durk in jail for all 3 crimes, as this Instagram live shows Jam whispering into his jacket, as if he's wearing a wire.
Hey, kid! Give me the check on your man, learn you got his head. Hey. I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey, when I was growing up, I was having a dare. Architect. I'm having a dare. School's out of town.
Although months before being arrested, Durk knew Jam was acting different. With it announced, Durk has been playing 3D chess this entire time. He knew OTF Jam was gonna cooperate.
I see shit from a mile away.
I don't think people realize that.
I could have a conversation with you for 5 seconds and know your is gonna cooperate.
As Durk spoke more on it, saying he doesn't give out any information to his friends anymore.
Nobody is ever allowed to my house. It be our best friend never been in my house.
For real?
I promise.
Your best friend?
I promise. Like, it's people like that I just don't allow around my girl and my kids, cause it's like I'm just a different type. I'm not the. We can have family night at Durk house tonight. It's the. You gotta watch.
Everybody at Durk's crib.
Yeah, we gotta. Everybody getting watched. We gotta watch everybody. Hey, they go too close to them kids. You know what to do. Like, that's how I play. Like, I don't play.
Because you have to remember that Jam's the same guy that got gifted 50,000 by Durk only a couple years ago.
You know what's name, but steady crying, huh? He's steady crying. Feel. Feed him.
Get the milk, bro. Get the milk so big mama get the tripping, bro.
You see that?
Feed
For my
him.
baby. That's really how y'all hold y'all babies, ain't it? I gotta hold my money like this. It's too much. Crazy though. Motherfuckers sitting up there doing all this. Sneak this and the internet games and all this. Up some money, do something. Like, we winning, bro. I can do it. Whatever it is I want to do, I can do it. Just buy what I want, do what I want. Y'all can't do that, bro. Goof.
Bro got out what?
You know that
How many you did all?
How many years I did it now?
Yeah. That's your last bit. 12?
12.
That boy popped out 12 years.
Yeah.
So much money. We really was just getting in order to just figure out the lanes, man, boy.
The feds investigated everyone from the live stream as they noticed it's the same suspects that took out Lil Pab and used to jewelry shop with King Von.
Solitary stone.
We just looked at him, man.
Let's go over there.
You got to be. What up, bro?
Boss, you good? My boy. Let's go.
They got real in here, man, because he just stepped in. The money man just stepped in.
But to add on evidence to Durk having a murder for hire on Stefan Mack, they showed the judge this Instagram story which says, "For D-Thang," and was posted only 30 minutes after Stefan Mack passed away, which goes with this Instagram live of Durk laughing the next day.
You can't see other shit, boy. What? Tweaking my folks. Hey, somebody always said, it's laugh a car. Somebody always said, it's laugh a car.
But a viral tweet shared that Durk was denied bond. If you think Durk was denied bond because he's rich, you know nothing about this case, LOL. Didi's brother literally just snitched on all of OTF, and instead of making it public, they're hiding it to catch Durk's lawyers by surprise. But the evidence files makes it concerning, with it writing, "The new Ted body cam footage of him begging to snitch against Durk and OTF members has changed this case." Durk's lawyers submitted paperwork for an extended time on their bond proposal, but it raises the question, what did Ted say to the feds? Because Ted is also known as OTF Didi's brother, who is Durk's main hitter. Ted was picked up by police at a convenience store when he had a firearm in his jeans pocket.
Really?
Dude had a what about that? A man had a with an extended clip. That's cool though, right?
Ted would be taken to the police station, and once he arrived, Ted had tears streaming down his face as he told the police, "I swear I'll tell you all about the murders."
Come on. Hey, stop it. Stop it.
I swear to God, I tell you, I will tell you, please, I swear, please.
With Ted sitting in a holding cell waiting to be booked, Ted's seen crying his eyes out and wanting nothing more than to rat on what he knows.
Wait, hold on, you gotta relax for me, because I can't understand it. Relax. What's the number? What you saying, man?
We're gonna see what we can do for you, alright?
We can see what we can do for you. You gotta relax for me.
Relax, man. I'm gonna get a bus to prison. Relax.
Give me no, I'm saying, what you talking about? I'm trying to get that.
But the interesting thing is that Ted's last name was written in the court paperwork, which also happens to be his brother Didi's last name, which had many believing Didi was snitching, but in reality, it's Ted. But this resulted in King Von's cousin, OTF Vonnie, being accused of snitching, and Durk's best friend Bezu had to calm the situation down.
No motherfucker know what's going on, but them people that's in them courtrooms, man. For real. Them be false accusations. Y'all don't even know what the be going on for real. Y'all really be trying to play Inspector Gadget and all this. Y'all just be weird as hell. That's what I be talking about, man. Like, first y'all done threw the jams rumors out there. Now y'all talking about Vonnie a snitch, gang. A snitch on what? Y'all don't even really know what's going on for real. My kids, y'all really just be running. And that's why I don't participate in nothing that got to do with nothing illegal. Because of you motherfuckers, y'all be trying to get them put under the jail.
But even DJ Academic spoke on OTF Vonnie allegedly snitching against Durk, causing major confusion.
When you see Flacco post something, you almost gotta be like, look at this headline. Lil Durk found out his co-defendant OTF Vonnie, King Von cousin, filed for protective custody when they came to court. Okay. That sounds so crazy. This is why we have streams like this. This is, I'm not gonna get on anybody or anything like that, and I'm not gonna ever say that I haven't, maybe jumped maybe once in a while, but I definitely do aim to be correct, and I never try to be incorrect out of malice, right? This is why we love to bring up the paperwork and try to explain it, and also increase everyone's knowledge on stuff, because a lot of times these days the headline is way better than the story.
However, with all of this, Durk still has one last chance of being released from jail because the prosecutors are tearing down their own evidence.
The other allegation they backed away from, which is huge, it shows the weakening of the case. Previously, the prosecution had alleged that Durk paid the bounty for the through one of his co-defendants, and they named the co-defendant. Now they've backed off that allegation. They're not actually saying that Durk paid the bounty through the co-defendant or anyone else. And the fact that they're not saying that suggests that previously they thought they were going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy, and now they know we're not going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy.
Because now the prosecutors can't use Durk's lyrics against him. As Durk's lawyer Drew says, the charges are a joke.
The case is as follows. So there was an indictment that did not name him, right? It named others, and then there was an unindicted person. And then 3 weeks later, that indictment was what's called the first superseding indictment, and it does name him. The indictment was identical, except the unnamed person now became Durk Banks. And this is the really important part, Ak. The second indictment, what's called the first superseding indictment, only had one new fact. It had one new fact, and that was it alleged that there was a video by Durk that celebrated and monetized this.
But Drew said they want to go the distance. Durk's team will not accept a plea deal.
Likelihood of a plea. I think a lot of people have seen this seems like it's a do or die thing. This is kind of like it's going to be like a 1 or 0 type of situation. You're either are or you're not. Is Durk, from your understanding, or you as a lawyer right now, as his criminal attorney, are you open to possible conversations about plea deals? Are you thinking, no, we're going all the way? Would you entertain it, just entertain it, because that's your job to listen to it and maybe present it to Durk, or that's just off the table?
It's a conspiracy commitment case. It's an all or nothing case, and he did not participate in a conspiracy to commit. And so there is no alternative. It's a life sentence, potential life sentence. So this case is going to go to 12 people.
They're going all the way for one specific reason, as Durk's lawyers are keeping a First Amendment argument for later on.
There's a First Amendment argument here, right? That this violates the First Amendment. Can you talk about that?
Right, for sure. I mean, I'm expressing myself. I can say the things that I want to say in a rap record or any kind of record. And you could go back and there's country records, and there are pop records, and there are R&B records that talk about all kinds of things. It's just that there's this notion that with hip hop, quote, glorifying violence, that suddenly now we're going to use these things to prosecute them. But does that mean that the free speech, First Amendment, has gone away? No, absolutely not. He can absolutely rap about what he wants to rap about, and that doesn't mean just because the story is violent.
As it looks so good for Durk, lawyers online are even saying he will be released from jail like Young Thug was.
We've seen it happen quite a bit. I don't know that I'd say it's been persuasive. I think the biggest example we'd look at is Young Thug. Down in Atlanta. They took a lot of his lyrics, and even though technically speaking, ultimately they got a conviction, he actually walked out on time served. Most of the people that were prosecuted didn't end up being convicted, and I don't think anybody would call that prosecution a successful prosecution. And so, you've got freedom of speech issues. Does it mean that just because I'm saying something in a rap song, and it typically is a rap song, does that mean that I actually did something? And this is an extra interesting twist here, because Lil Durk's attorney is saying, well, this song was actually released months before.
But the thing about prosecutors is that they don't understand how rap culture is, which one lawyer spoke about.
Yeah, and I'll go out on a limb and say that sometimes prosecutors don't necessarily understand hip hop culture. It's almost like a text without context. So you got to really understand the time, the place, the audience, Sometimes they might speak in ways that seem direct to somebody that's outside of the culture, but doesn't necessarily, but can mean several things to someone inside the culture. So it would certainly be a flub, big time, right? But it wouldn't be the first time that such a thing has happened where somebody looking through the window, particularly of hip hop culture, doesn't understand what's being said other than their desired use of it.
But the feds do know that artists are usually connected between each other, because when Brick Baby was arrested, it was announced prosecutors delayed Durk's chance of being released on bond to gather last-minute evidence against him for the next hearing. Chatter of a new snitch is going around the courtroom, as Brick Baby's arrest happened only 1 week prior, with it announced Big U, Brick Baby, Loose Cannon, and others all arrested in a Rollin' 60s gang takedown, as lawyers believe Brick Baby, who was arrested in the gang takedown, will snitch on Durk. The timings of both arrests make lawyers believe the feds will force Brick Baby to give everything up on Durk, as the feds originally targeted Durk for M for hire because of Brick Baby. 3 years ago, he did a live stream saying, "You can't say Durk never slid for Von because they got PAB."
But was this an attempted hit or
Well,
they
can't say that no more.
Then they put you as
Why?
God.
Like, who died? You can't say that no more. Oh, because of FBG Cash? Oh, who?
Federal charges in California?
Nah, because Lil Pop.
So this is about the...
Oh! What's that? But I'm just saying, they just say you can't say that no more.
But did you know Brick Baby also said something even worse? The feds brought up Durk's lyric evidence of, "Told me they got an Addy go, they got the location go." And they connected it to, and I quote, Brick Baby says that he would have dropped Quando Rondo's location if Durk had asked.
Why is that? Then it's people like, you lined up somebody from your hood. Like, listen, I didn't. But at the end of the day, what's wrong with giving my friend the address? Oh, this is my boy. He lost his boy. Who did it could be around. 9 times out of 10, had he asked me, I probably would have been coke if he even asked anybody, if this is even true. But 9 times out of 10, like I said, can I leak a bar?
Sure.
I said if he make the call right now, I'd something.
Right.
The feds have him in lockup now, pressing serious charges against him, which will force him to snitch on Durk in the end.